Развожу глаза.
Ukraine's $6,000 fiber-optic strike turns Russia's $50 million bunker into a death trap. Today, Ukraine executes a precision assault that turns a fortified Russian command bunker into a sealed pressure chamber, eliminating an entire leadership cell and inflicting an estimated $50 million loss through a single drone-delivered thermobaric strike. Using fog concealment, fiber-optic guidance, sacrificial decoys, radar-skimming flight, and deliberate psychological manipulation, Ukrainian operators dismantle the defenses of Russia's 810th Brigade without firing a single artillery round. The mission unfolds as a disciplined sequence of deception, displacement, jam-resistant penetration, and terminal insertion through a closing steel door. To understand how this $50 million reversal began, the story must return to its opening moment and move forward from there. At 5:02 a.m., deep in the Pokras sector, a stream of green Russian tracer rounds misses the portside motor of a Ukrainian heavy-lift drone by less than an inch. The operator banks the 8-rotor Baba Yaga platform at 65 miles per hour to avoid a wall of 30 mm anti-aircraft fire. He cannot abort. Ahead, the blast door of the Russian bunker is sliding shut, leaving an opening barely the size of a pizza box. Missing the gap means immediate mission failure. But threading it successfully will turn a 28-pound thermobaric warhead into a confined 50 psi overpressure device. 4 seconds remain before the door seals, and this near-impossible attempt began 15 minutes earlier. At 4:47 a.m. in the Pokrovsk sector, thick fog reduces visibility to less than 80 yards. It is miserable weather for infantry, but ideal concealment for air assets preparing a covert penetration. In a muddy clearing 5.7 miles from the target, the rotors of Ukraine's Baba Yaga night bomber, call sign by 17, begin to spin. This is no commercial drone. It has been stripped to its carbon frame and rebuilt solely to deliver a 28-pound directional thermobaric charge mounted under its belly with reinforced brackets and field expedient ties. The warhead was loaded at 10 p.m. the previous night, and the operators have been waiting for the fog window to align. Nearly 1.2 miles away, 3 Ukrainian controllers sit inside a shallow dugout, eyes fixed on 2 monitors. One screen displays the grainy 5.8 GHz radio link feed, while the other shows the live telemetry of a spool mounted on the drone's back. The spool holds 6 lines of 500-foot fiber-optic cable, thin glass strands carrying both video and control signals. The tactical overlay explains why this cable is essential. The target zone is drowning in Russian electronic warfare. A Krasuka 4 EW system floods the airwaves, forming an 11-mile dead zone where radio control becomes impossible. North of the bunker, a Pantsir S-1 engagement radar sweeps continuously. Designed to counter drones, it can annihilate unshielded UAVs instantly. But radar physics provides a narrow loophole. The Pantsir cannot filter returns below 60 feet due to dense forest clutter. Therefore, the Ukrainian pilot must skim the treetops at 38-42 feet, trading altitude for survivability. At 4:50 a.m., Ukraine deploys a sacrificial escort. 6 modified 7-inch FPV racing drones scream past the Baba Yaga at nearly 90 miles per hour, diving into the fog. These carbon fiber frames with oversized motors are light, fast, and expendable. They carry no explosives. Their role is deception. They will force Russian gunners to reveal firing positions and drive troops toward underground shelters. As the swarm crosses the trench line, the noise of 24 electric motors cuts through the fog like a rotary saw. A Russian machine gunner behind a PKM spots movement and unleashes a barrage of 7.62 mm fire. Green tracers slash through the mist. One FPV drone takes a round directly into its exposed lithium polymer pack, detonating in a magnesium white flash. 2 more are shredded by intersecting AK-12 rifle fire. Russian soldiers cheer, believing they have stopped a major kamikaze assault. They have no idea they are reacting exactly as Ukrainian planners intended. While Russians celebrate, the remaining 3 FPV drones brake from 90 miles per hour to a dead hover in less than a second and reposition 60 yards behind the trench line. They release pyrotechnic whistle simulators paired with heavy flash charges. The sequence mimics the acoustic signature of incoming 155 mm artillery rounds, followed by concussive detonations. To Russian troops already primed by earlier drone contact, the illusion is perfect. Radios erupt with panicked reports of incoming artillery and urgent orders for troops to take cover. Within minutes, 38 Russian personnel abandon their fighting positions and retreat into the main command bunker. The trap is set, but the Ukrainian team encounters a major setback. At 4:57 a.m., a passive sensor aboard the Krasuka 4 EW system detects the 5.8 GHz emissions of the approaching Baba Yaga. Russian operators immediately overload the spectrum, blasting directional noise equivalent to shining a floodlight into night vision goggles. Inside the Ukrainian dugout, the drone's main monitor becomes pure static. Normally, this would end the mission, but the pilot remains calm. He flips a switch labeled AUX. Instantly, a crystal clear, uncompressed 1080p image returns, sent through the fiber-optic line, completely immune to electronic jamming. The Krasuka operators believe they have neutralized the drone. In reality, they have blinded themselves. At 5 a.m., the Baba Yaga clears the final tree line. The reinforced concrete maw of the bunker entrance appears ahead. The deception has worked. The blast doors are cycling shut, sealing in the 810th Brigade's command staff. But Russian defenses still have teeth. Twin 23mm ZSU barrels open fire, the sound like fabric tearing under immense tension. Shells explode around the drone. One round detonates 10 feet below it, shredding the landing gear and flipping the drone nearly 60 degrees. The pilot counters, overloading the right side motors, burning battery reserves rapidly. The drone stabilizes, but drops to 20 feet, then 15. He cannot climb. Ascending would expose him to radar and invite an S-400 intercept. As he dances through tracer streams, a new threat dives in. A Russian Lancet 3 loitering munition patrolling the perimeter. It detects the Baba Yaga and accelerates to 180 miles per hour. The Baba Yaga cannot outrun or outmaneuver it while hauling nearly a mile of cable and a heavy warhead. The ZSU gunner halts fire to avoid hitting his own asset, leaving the two drones in a deadly duel. The Ukrainian pilot activates his last defensive measure, an omnidirectional microwave jammer mounted on the drone's top frame. It can release 12 seconds of intense radiation, but risks frying the drone's own electronics. He triggers it. The Lancet's feed collapses into static. Control signals vanish. The loitering munition veers sharply and crashes into a dirt berm 40 yards away. But the victory comes at a price. The Baba Yaga's voltage regulators overheat. Smoke trails from the number 4 motor. Battery charge collapses from 40% to 12% in seconds. The pilot has moments left. Ahead, the bunker door narrows to a 14-inch slit. The ZSU gunner resumes firing, rounds striking mud inches behind the drone. The pilot slams the throttle stick to its physical limit. The crippled drone groans, pitches forward, and lunges towards the closing gap. At 5:02 a.m., the Baba Yaga does not pass through the opening. Instead, the pilot drives it directly into the lower hinge of the blast door, embedding the warhead into the remaining crack just as the steel seals shut. Inside, officers feel the metallic jolt. Colonel Ivan inspects the locking mechanism and casually dismisses it as external shrapnel. He believes the 2-inch hardened steel has protected them. He is catastrophically wrong. The thermobaric fuse triggers. Stage 1 fractures the casing, dispersing a cloud of fuel-air aerosol into the ventilation intake and through microscopic gaps in the door seal. For 0.4 seconds, nothing happens. Then stage 2 ignites. The fuel detonates, generating an 80 psi overpressure wave. In open terrain, this would be destructive. Inside a sealed concrete box, it is catastrophic. The shockwave rebounds repeatedly, crushing lungs and rupturing organs instantly. The vacuum that follows evacuates all remaining oxygen. The blast door, engineered to resist artillery from outside, is blown outward, tumbling into the fog. Outside, the ZSU gunner lowers his weapon, staring silently at the smoking crater where a functioning command post had stood 10 minutes earlier. The mission is complete. Ukraine spent only $6,000 to neutralize a fortified command node worth roughly $50 million. In the 72 hours that follow, Ukrainian reconnaissance drones observe 7 additional Russian bunkers abandoned across the Donetsk sector. Rumors of a so-called fiber-optic ghost drone spread rapidly. Terrified officers refuse to sleep underground, choosing freezing trenches over their multi-million-dollar shelters. Moscow orders a new directive. No more than 8 officers may occupy any underground structure. This fragments command continuity, slows decision-making, and reduces the 810th Brigade's operational efficiency by an estimated 60%. Today's operation, valued at $50 million in Russian losses, demonstrates a stark transformation in warfare. Ukraine used fog, acoustics, radar physics, fiber-optic control, sacrificial decoys, and a $6,000 equipment package to collapse a fortified node and disrupt regional command. The operation confirms a defining reality of modern conflict. Cheap autonomous systems, combined with disciplined tactical planning, can outmaneuver heavy armor and static defenses. Whether future armor and bunker systems can adapt to counter fiber-optic drones remains uncertain. For now, Russia has learned that in this war, even the strongest bunker can become a coffin, and as Ukrainian operators refine these methods, the question becomes, how will Russia respond to a battlefield where fortification no longer guarantees survival? Share your thoughts in the comments section below.